Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well, and if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Back at the plot today, and really excited today because I've got a whole day here, and also I've picked up a microphone. So hopefully, I know it's been a bit of a pain to be honest when I'm editing. So God knows what it's like when you guys are watching it. It must be really frustrating, especially with the trains and things having to stop start. So hopefully moving forward the audio should be a little bit nicer now. However, yes, we've got the whole day here today. I've got a couple of little bits that need to go into the ground. I've also had an idea of the area at the front and what we can do with it in order to still keep the space for the pumpkins and things. So yeah, I'm hoping it's going to go to plan. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board, it'd be fine. But yeah, really exciting today. I feel like we should make a really good bit of progress. I'm hoping as well that providing it doesn't take as long as I am thinking it will, I might also be able to work on the fruit cage a little bit and just get things a little bit more neatened up. Possibly I've got a couple of extra like pots and things now, so maybe we can move stuff into bigger pots so they are ready for the season ahead. I need to check on the rhubarb as well because I was going to split that. However, I'm slightly worried that I've left it too late, and I really don't want to ruin that rhubarb because it is amazing and it tastes amazing. So I don't really know what to do about it. I'm just in two minds. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, really exciting. I've got my waterproof on. I've got my water. I think they're like water resistant trousers. I think, really nice actually. They're from Akai and they've got like a thermal fleecing underneath them, and I use them when I hike, and they are perfect for the allotment too. So yeah, while those cold days are upon us still, I can't wait for the summer. Is anyone else in the same space where they just want to come down in just a t-shirt and things? I'm really looking forward to spring and summer, or just the warmer days, to be honest. I'm just a little bit fed up of working in the rain now. But yeah, let's crack on. I've probably got about 6 hours maybe, which is really good. So yeah, let's do this. The plan is to finish this border here, and then possibly instead of this box as my little like medicinal and herb area, what I'm thinking about doing is either using this big pot here or the bathtub, because I still haven't come up with an idea for the bathtub yet. Um, and it could be what I wanted to do is really wanted to get it off the ground, so that could be a good solution. The only thing it would mean would be obviously having to, if I use the bathtub, I probably have to change the space of the pumpkins. But if I use the round pot, I probably won't play around with the what's it called, with the space and the different sizes, and we'll go from there, I think. But yeah, this will be the key area today of kind of getting things done. So what I will probably do is get the lavender out, because the lavender is kind of gonna, I think, is gonna be the guideline for everything else. So I'll get these out and I'll pop them back in. Well, I'll pop them in the spaces that I think it could work, and then I'll either need to move this forward a little bit, or I can kind of just leave it there as it is if we're going to use the pot. I did also grab from the nursery, I picked up another Miss Catherine, because I thought I had two of these, but obviously not. So I picked up another one. I picked up one of these, which is called a Michaelmas daisy or something. Really, really pretty in the picture. And then I also picked up a strawberry mint plant. The smell is unreal. I can't stop touching it and then smelling it. Oh, I also planted up, started putting some seeds into the like into my trays and things, and it really does start to feel now, I don't know why, but always when I get seeds in, it just feels like the season has officially started. I don't know why, even though I've like kind of been like working away, it doesn't feel like the official season. But yeah, I'll pop some photos in, because some of them have already started sprouting within less than a week, which is really, really good. I'm really excited for it. So Yeah, fingers crossed. That should be good. Right, I think we're going to start off. My hands are absolutely freezing already, so this could be very, very interesting. Oh, just the amount of plastic I continue to find on this plot is beyond me. Okay, tulips are for later, so it's quite good actually because the lavender that is over here was exactly the same as what I bought here from B&Q, so I can kind of see the size that it's going to get. So I probably have to give it a little bit more room just for further time, really. I do feel like I want to bring all of that forward, but I don't know whether it's pointless because it's quite low. I've got some other things that are going to be quite tall. Mm. Let me bring over the pot quickly. It just feels like if I was to do that, wait there. This just feels a bit of a waste of space if I was to put that in there. I don't know why. Just feels like a bit of a waste. Alternative, I've just had a little thought. I need to move, really, well, I need to put something here to suppress the ground. What I could always do is put this here and put things on there, and I can always cover that then, if need be. But I can always put it here just for now, just to kind of like suppress the area. Maybe put in things like the tulips because they'll need to go a little bit further down, won't they? Or I can take them out next year as well. That could be a possibility. Let me move it around a bit. It's actually the perfect width as well. It might be off by a couple of millimeters, but actually it works quite well. And I can still get my allium in behind that. Maybe that is a possibility. Don't know why, I just had in my head like a really nice clean border of just plants, and that isn't part of the vision so far. I'm just looking at it from all angles and I don't know. No, because then I feel like when you look at it from the front of the plot, you won't be able to see anything that's behind it. You won't be able to see anything that's kind of like in this space here, which will be a real shame. So let's not do that. One thing I promised myself this year I was going to do was just make decisions and stop overthinking things. I'm going to move them forward. I'm going to pull these just forward to here. And then I can continue that along, and then the taller ones that I've got seeds for can just kind of like sit at the back as well. I'm not going to worry about this for now. What I may do is get everything into the pot in a rough space that isn't. I'm still going to be able to move it if needed, and at least I can get them planted up today. Will be good. I'm going to save the this at the back here for something else. I think they're all going to go into here. I have got some compost as well in my car. I went and picked that up this morning. But yeah, I'm going to crack on and move all of this over first. The only thing with this is that this spade was actually here when I took over this plot. And I don't know if you can see, but the shape in it has gone quite bad. So this could take a little while and it may not go to plan 100%, but we'll give it a go. There are some that I just desperately don't want to break. So hopefully we can just ease them out ever so gently without breaking the roots too much. I don't actually know what this is, but it looked really pretty when it came up last year, so we're keeping it. I'm glad I did that because there was actually so much more bindweed in it than I realised. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring over the allium now, because that is kind of going to go here, just at this corner space here, and then I can bring the lavender all the way kind of down this way and get it in here, which will then give me space where this has come out for all my really tall ones. I kept a few little bits that I thought were quite nice, so maybe I had to like dot them in here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, we can get them all in, and then I'll dot the tulips in as well. What I'm thinking about doing is just splitting these up a little bit. So maybe doing like clumps of say 3 with different colours in between all of these spaces here. Sorry guys, the heavens absolutely open. So yeah, I had to put the phone in for cover. However, what I've just started doing is kind of like laying them out how I think they'll look nice, or how I think it might work. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to do what I did last year, where I spent so much time thinking about things that I didn't even give anything the opportunity. So we're just going to go with it. I found that my Michaelmas daisy is a tall one, so that can go at the back. That's fine. Um, I also thought it'd be really nice for a lavender to go right up against the pot. Because the pot's not in the ground, it shouldn't affect it too much. And I think it will look really pretty when the purple really starts to come out up against the pot. I think it will look really, really nice. So we're going to do that. I've broken up the Little Miss Catherine. So I've got one here. I don't know whether to do one there and one there, like switch these around. That's an Imperial Gem. So the Little Miss Catherine will be pink, and the Little Gem will be, or Imperial Gem, sorry, will be purple. So I don't know whether to just mix them up ever so slightly. I've also popped in some of the tulips and some of the little lavender just to give them a chance for this year. And then I'm not sure what this is, but it came out of the ground when I took the lavender out. So I thought it might be quite nice for the corner, just to kind of um take that like kind of edge off, that really 90-degree edge. I thought that would be nice. And then the allium, I don't know whether to split this up and put one here, or like put a few of the bulbs here and a few kind of in the center as well. But I am thinking of getting a rose tree, which if I do, it will go into the center. So I think we might just leave this one here for just the moment. But yeah, I think at the moment that feels pretty good. I've also put this back in. This is one of the ones that is over by the fruit cage as well, so that will go in and make a nice little switch up. I don't want too many of the same colors together, or too many of the same textures together. I really want it just to be a little bit of like a mismatch. And then some of these are just things that I took out that looked really nice last year. I've got no idea what they are, but they look really nice. So we're going to keep those and fit them in somehow as well. So yeah, let's start getting these into the ground. As you can probably see, I have made an absolute mess. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to quickly go around and just tidy it up a little bit, just so I can see what's what. So at the moment, I've just put stuff into the ground. and roughly covered it back over, but I haven't like put the compost really well, what's the word? I haven't compacted it loads because I might add in a few of these little bits here. I'm not quite sure yet. So I thought, well, just gives it the most amount of less work for me in a way of like having to retake everything back out and put it back in again. I forgot obviously that a lot of this area here is actually stone up here, which is why nothing has ever really along the front gone into the ground. When I obviously took this over, this used to be before the site was even here, I believe. There's two new builds either side of this, and I believe it's where all the rubble was kind of like dumped previously, and then it became an allotment site. So I think that's the case anyway. I don't know, it's just kind of what I've been told, but it does mean that a lot of it is just rubble along this kind of pathway edge, but which is why I've never kind of put anything in the ground. However, it does also mean it's very, very difficult to dig into and get anything that goes far down. So that was a lot of work, but I think it's looking good. I think we're getting there now. I'm also going to put in just a cover of compost over the top, just to kind of hopefully put a little bit of nutrients into the ground as well, given how much I've just kind of dug it all over, which hasn't been ideal. But yeah, I'm just gonna quick tidy up and then we'll go from there, I think. I am so pleased with that. I'm actually buzzing. You know when you have a vision in your head for so long and you think, is it actually going to turn out the way I hope it is? Fingers crossed, when they all start to grow, the vision still stays. But it has made me help make my decision. I am going to put this pot just in the bed here at the edge, and then things can kind of like grow around it as well, which I think will be quite a nice little backdrop to some of the colours. I think will be really lovely. So I'm gonna fill this up with compost, and then I can get all my like little bits in there, like my herbs and things like that. I really do want them off the ground. So yeah, I think this is gonna look so lovely. I'm so pleased. Thankfully, I've actually managed to fill this container. I'm hoping it holds. I've just noticed how big that crack is. Fingers crossed. It should be fine. It's not going to get moved now. So, and if it breaks, it breaks. Never mind. At least we gave it a go. But majority of this, so the bottom part is rocks and rubble that came from that do you remember that bucket that was in this corner? So that's all gone in there. I also had loads of compost that I used for stuff that was in the polytunnel last year that just didn't obviously survive the winter. Probably should have gone in the compost, but it has now gone in here. And then just the last of, there was like a bag left of compost from the end of last year. So that's gone in here as well. So I've actually not had to touch any of the compost that I've bought today, which is great. I can put them into the shed and they'll be fine. So yeah, I'm hoping, oh God, that this holds. It should be all right. It's not gone up into the, oh, I don't know, it's pretty close, but we might be all right. It should hold. Yeah, you can see some of the grass bits, but do you know what? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So I just need to get one more bag, I think, and then I can get all the little bits into here. Oh, okay, the heavens have opened with a vengeance. So I've just come in to make myself a little peppermint tea. We'll see how this actually tastes because I forgot to bring an extra cup with me. So I've only got what my coffee was in this morning. So we're giving it a little wash out. Fingers crossed. Just hope I don't want to use too much hot water, because then I can at least get 2 cups out of it when it gets too cold. Yeah, I'm really excited for the plot. Maybe we'll do a little catch up quickly, because I've had a vision in my head since I started, well, since I took over this plot. And you know, when you have something in your head and it's just not coming together, it just makes you more and more frustrated. And it kind of like puts you off a little bit, doesn't it? And when I thought I was going to have to give this plot up, it really made me think how much like I didn't make the most of it here. So, and it really put something in my head that like if I ever got the opportunity again, I would make the most of it. So when the opportunity did arise, I was really determined that whether I could get an hour here, 10 minutes here, or a whole day here, I would make the most of it and make it as good as I could possibly make it. And I know people say that it's not always about how things look and it's not about aesthetics, but actually sometimes it is. And when things look the way that you want them to look, whether that's neat or whether you like a little bit more of a rustic look, or maybe you really love the messy look, I don't know, but aesthetic doesn't need to be nice and neat and tidy. Aesthetic is just a way of things look for you and how you've envisioned it. So I was so determined that when I could keep my plot, or just like keep it for as long as I possibly can, I would have to dig it all back out in 3 weeks' time or not, I was so determined to make the most of it. And I'm really pleased that I've kept that mindset. And I've only maybe had 2 hours here, sometimes even just an hour, but I've made the most of every single time that I've been here. And it has made such a difference. So coming here and seeing it look the way that you want it to look makes you want to keep coming back. So even if you spend just 5 minutes every time neating it up, tidying it up, making it look how you want it to look, I promise it makes such a difference to wanting to come back, even when it's absolutely chucking it down and you are covered in rain, wind, hail, snow, whatever weather it is. It's a lot easier in the summer, isn't it? But when it's not, just dedicating it to look the way you want it to, and not thinking of the future of, oh, is this going to look right, is this not, do you know what, just do it. And if it doesn't work, change it. Next time you're here, change it. So yeah, I'm probably rambled so much and none of that has made any sense, but what I'm trying to say is, in short, just make the most of the time that you've got at the allotment. And as much as people say aesthetic doesn't mean anything, it does, because it makes you want to come back again. So yeah, don't worry about what anyone thinks, just do you and make your allotment plot how you want it to look. Oh, ramble over. And just in time, because it has just started to ease up ever so slightly. So I'll quickly show you where I've kind of like put everything in, or not put everything in, just kind of what's the word, placed everything, sorry, where I've placed everything, and we'll see how it looks. I've got to remember that I've got other things coming down which I'm doing from seed, so I must remember to keep space for those bits. But this year I am not going to worry about space too much, because last year, or every time I've done it before, I've spaced everything out so much that didn't need that much room. I feel like maybe sometimes labels give you like the worst case scenario in a way of how much space to have, or really long term stuff. And of course, do you know what? Things change so much. Try not to worry too much long term. So I'm going to try and pack in as much as I can this year. I'll put down in the description a really lovely video that I watched recently over on Hugh Rich's channel, and it will just make you reframe everything of, I think, of how we've been taught to almost like plant and garden and things. So yeah, I'll quickly show you, because I think it looks really, really cute. I'm going to probably take the lavender out, but I just wanted to get an idea of like height and stuff, and this kind of gave it a nice something to kind of like put everything around, if that makes sense. The thyme, I don't know if I'm going to keep both of them in here. I might keep one in, maybe this one, so that it can like trail over, might be quite lovely. The calendula is in here. I know everyone says not to put mint into the ground or into with everything else, but you know what, I'm just going to do it. Rosemary at the back as well, so I don't know whether to keep one for kind of like herbs, because I've got two of these big pots, and one of them is in the gooseberry, which is the gooseberry tree or whatever it is going to come out of that big pot. So I'm wondering whether to do one of like my medicinal bits, and then maybe we can do like another one here with my herbs. I thought that might be quite nice. Or yeah, actually, I think that would be really, really nice to do it that way. Let's do that. So we'll take out the thyme and the rosemary, and we'll put them into the other one. But yeah, I've got chamomile to go in. What else have I got? I can't think. I'll pop it in on the screen of the other bits I'm doing. I don't know why I can't. Oh, lemon balm is going in there as well. I don't know why I can't think today, guys. I've also got some turmeric, or turmeric. I don't know how you say it. I always say turmeric for some reason. And I tried to do cherry tomatoes in here last year, and it didn't obviously quite work out. So I'm actually going to put my turmeric in some hanging baskets, because I know that they need a little bit of space. I don't know if this is going to be too small. I can always put them into these orange buckets, but I thought it might be quite nice just to maybe try one out in here, and see how we get on. I don't know if you can see, but the minute I finished that last clip, it started raining again, and it hasn't stopped. The whole time, it has been an hour of just constant heavy rain. I have been out in it. I don't know if you can kind of like see how wet my jacket is. Luckily it's got a hood, but and it's waterproof, so I am dry underneath. It's just starting to get really, really cold. What I have done, however, I have continued to like plod on. So I've put the few of the bits in, like the calendula. I've put the mint in as well. However, I remember I said about the big pot being the other herb one. That is going to have to change, because I forgot that I was keeping that big pot that the gooseberry was in for the raspberry. So I've moved that across now. I'll quickly go out and show you in a second, but just to explain first, because it is still raining and I just want to be out of the rain for 2 minutes. So yeah, I've moved that across from the pot to the, I hope I'm not shouting, by the way. I'm so used to having a not having a mic. I really hope it's not shouting, but yeah, so I've moved that across. What the climbing rose came out of, I've put one of the blackberries in there as well, or into that like blue container, so that's got a bit more space. When I took the gooseberry out, I think the reason that it was not doing so great was because the majority, apologies, bear with, when I took the raspberry out, it was caked in ants and ants eggs. So I'm so concerned now that I've got them all over me. But yeah, the actual, like, I call it soil, it wasn't soil. The majority of it was sand, which is why I think the gooseberry didn't do very well, because it had the biggest pot, so I couldn't quite understand why. But now digging it all up, I think that is why. So I've just put a little bit more compost in it. I'm going to let it settle, and I've left the compost next to it because I'm going to let it settle, and then when I come back next time I can top it up with a bit more soil. That should be fine. But yeah, it's all coming together. I'm so pleased with how it's looking. I can't wait to just get a van and clear out the rest of the rubbish, but I'm not going to do that until we're nearly done, because I'm just going to have to do it again and again and again. There's just no point. So I'm going to save that for the last case scenario. But yeah, it's looking really good. I'm so pleased. I really do hope the season is good this year, because I really do hope that me being out in the rain hasn't been for nothing. Fingers crossed. I've also put the turmeric, sorry, in the hanging basket, and I'm going to do the same for my ginger as well. I just need to get another hook for the hanging basket, because the hook that the turmeric is on at the moment was here when I took over. So this shed was here when I took over, and that was already up. I just had to buy a hanging basket for it, but I just need another one, and I'm wondering whether I can build a tomato structure strong enough that maybe I could put the other hanging basket on the end of that and just save a little bit of space, maybe. I don't know yet. I'll have a little think, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm just enjoying the last little bit of my peppermint tea for now, and then I think if it doesn't ease up anymore, I will head off, because there is a hole somewhere under this arm. So every now and again, a little bit of water gets in, and I can feel it just edging in now. So yeah, we'll see. I'll give it 10 more minutes, but I'll quickly show you as well what I just done. Calendula, mint, they're all in. Rosemary and the thymes I'm going to leave just for now. I've just tidied up as well the pathway. I know it doesn't look like it, but I've just kind of like compacted the soil into the edge, and hopefully that will keep the council off my back. I've moved one of the canes into this blue pot. So this is what that the climbing rose was in. So I've just moved that into a bigger pot, so that's great. And then, as you can see, I've put the raspberry cane into the big pot now, because it just really needed, it came out of, I don't know if you can just see it, that black pot at the end, which is smaller, or about the same size to be fair, as these pots. So you can see the difference in size that it's going to get. So yeah, I'm just going to let all of this settle. And I'm also going to cut the canes right down as well before I leave. I'm going to do that now, actually, before I forget. So yeah, I feel like today has made the biggest difference in my thoughts, in how it looks, in just everything. It's just been such a big job I've been meaning to do for so long that, yeah, it is just all starting to come together now. Right, I've just gone around and done a really big tidy up. Just done the last little bits and bobs, just cut back all the fruit. And I think I'm going to head off now, because I'm absolutely freezing. My hands hurt because they're so cold. I'm soaking, and I'm now just pottering around. So it's time to get into the warm and go get a nice proper hot drink. But yeah, I'm so pleased with today. I really feel like I'm getting somewhere with it now, and there's progress being made. And when there's progress being made, it makes you want to keep coming back, doesn't it? So yeah, hopefully next time we can start getting a few more bits in the ground as well. I probably won't be here for the rest of the week, but I've got some seedlings at home. So I'll pop some pictures in as well here, just like what I've got going. I've got some flowers going, I've got sweet peas. I've managed to get them in. I've got a few more which I have ordered from Alma Proust because they're so beautiful. I at least want to try this year. So yeah, I'll pop a little picture of those in there as well. What else have I got going? I've got some salads going. I've got my chilies going. They are on the radiator as well at the moment. Some of the things have come up so quickly. I was really surprised. I think they're called Malvia's zebras or something like that. Really beautiful, pretty purple one. And they came up within 4 days, and they are growing at such a quick pace. So I must keep an eye on those. But yeah, they're all coming along so well. I'm so excited. So fingers crossed we can really get going with the season now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. A lovely weekend, and I will catch up with you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.